there's a guy hugging a girl. Is she your ex-girlfriend? Did you just break up and you took a picture from your Facebook and that's why she's there? There was one guy who found me both on Facebook and Instagram. I'm not sure if you saw me, so I'm texting you here. Stalker alert! Don't do that. I mean, don't do that. Please don't. Hey guys, it's Dominica. Welcome to my channel. Back when I first started YouTube in 2019, I made this video, Tinder hacks. Basically what to do on Tinder, and this video up to this day is one of my most watched ones on my channel. So I figured now let's do something kind of opposite of that, what not to do on Tinder. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment. So starting with the profile, the first thing are pictures, because to be honest, I think pictures are the most important thing on your profile, because that's the first thing that you see when you see someone on Tinder. You see the picture and the name and an age. So if you're interested in the pictures, that's when you would go in the bio and probably into more things. But if your pictures suck, I'm just gonna swipe left. So let's start with those and the common mistakes that people do with their pictures on Tinder. Guys, I have posted those. I'm so professional. So the first thing is misleading photos. And what do I mean by that? When we are, taking pictures of ourselves, we want it to look the best. Obviously, like we girls, we love to look for an angle, put a good filter on, make, cover our flaws and look like freaking models on Instagram. The point is to show yourself how you actually look like, because you would much rather not have someone swipe on you in the first place than to meet with you and be disappointed with the way how you look. That's the worst thing that could possibly happen. So, for the girls, of course, put makeup on and look cute, but still make it look like you. And for the guys, I think one of those things could be height. It's not secret, the girls like taller guys in general. I have a friend, she's really small, she's I think 154, and she doesn't like taller guys for that very reason. She looks for really shorter guys, so if you know it might be an issue, it's much better to put your height in your bio, so when the girls swipe on you, they're aware of your height. The next thing, smoking. Basically, if you're a smoker, if you smoke a pack of cigarettes per day, I think it's good to include that in your profile. It's good to take a picture with a cigarette or write it in your bio, simply because you probably look for a fellow smoker. If you're a smoker yourself and you smoke a lot, it makes sense. And for many people who are not smoking, a smoker would be a deal breaker. So if you're smoking a lot, I advise you to put in your profile so people know what to expect. However, there are some people who think that smoking is cool. So even though they're not smoking really themselves, just occasionally they would include in their profile. So for example, I know the guys think that cigars are cool and they pop like a picture of cigar in their mouth on the Tinder, and majority of the girls don't think that smoking cigars is cool. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. And same maybe also for girls. If you're smoking occasionally in the parties, many people does that, it's normal, but that person is going to look in your profile, see that 5 pictures you have there or whatever, and that's the impression that they have of you, and it takes probably 3-4 seconds to go for a profile. So imagine they're like, okay, she looks cute, okay, nice, oh, she smokes, no, I'm not smoking, I don't want to date a smoker, left. So I don't think, if you're not a smoker, I don't think it's a good idea to include a picture of a cigarette or a cigar in your mouth. I don't think that's just a thing to do. And moving on, the next thing is sunglasses and covering your face with a bunch of different stuff. So even Tinder, they send me this kind of message, they send you messages sometimes, so they send me this message talking to basically ditch the sunglasses. So it's not just me and my friends, that just in general people don't like, because there are people putting selfies with their sunglasses on, and I'm I still don't know how you look like. I still don't know. Then bikini and no shirt on pictures. Basically, if you're looking just for a hookup on Tinder, which is totally fine. If you're just looking for a one-night stand or something very casual, friends with benefits type of thing, then showing the pictures in bikini without your shirt is totally fine, and actually I think that's what you should do, so the person knows what they're getting with. Perfectly fine. However, if you're looking for a relationship, something more serious, don't do that, because you're attracting the wrong type of people. If you're putting out there your body, and it's both for girls and guys, just the reality of things, that if the guys who are looking for a a nice girl to date, they see that you have like 3 pictures in bikini, they'll be like, okay, like she just looks for a hookup. And the guys who are looking for a hookup will be really attracted to you because like, oh yeah, that's like, you know, the girl that I want to get with. But if you're looking for a relationship, then just don't post those pictures. And for example, to me, there's like many guys who are good looking with like, you know, with pictures without their shirts on, and they don't swipe on them because I'm like, okay, this guy just looks for one night stand and that's not what I want, so I'm gonna keep on going. Then including old pictures, I think that's something that guys do more than girls. This is not how you look like anymore. Like, this is not what I'm going to date if I'm going to swipe on you. So try to take more relevant pics, like please. Pictures with friends, and that's something that I also notice guys do a lot. I don't know about girls, but with guys it's so common to include pictures with their friends. And you know, especially like the first picture, I see like 3 guys and I'm like, which one is you? And there's also many guys who include pictures with girls, which I think is also like super weird. There's a guy like hugging a girl and I'm like, is she your ex-girlfriend? Like, did you just break up and you took a picture from your Facebooks and that's why she's there? I usually don't swipe on those guys because I'm like, I think they like have some unresolved issues, you know, like why do they have picture of their ex-girlfriends? And it's fine if you have a picture of your friends that you really want to show that you went on some really cool trip, that there was some really fun thing happening, but majority of the pictures should just be you. Then 2 of the guys that I asked for the purpose of this video, they don't like said weird photos. And what they mean by that is some people just post weird photos, okay? I don't know how else to call it. Like, they are, for example, just like drunk somewhere and like doing some weird stuff. Especially guys do that, include pictures of themselves just being wasted, and I'm like, well, that's how you are like most of the time, that's why you're showing this. It's not really fun. Don't include pictures that would be fun for your group chat with your besties, something to make fun of. I don't think it's something that should go on Tinder as the first impression you give to someone. And now when it comes to the bio, the first thing is don't leave blank bio. Leaving blank bio is one of the worst things that you can do on Tinder because you don't give anything to the person to hold on to. So I talked about that in my previous video. In my bio I have let's go for a pizza and beer. Most of the guys would text me, oh, like what's the best place for a beer, what's the best place for pizza, and that just gives guys and also girls something to text you about, which makes it so much easier. I would say 90% of people that text me actually, you know, refer to my bio. Some guys maybe wouldn't even text you because they're like, what do I text this girl about? Or the texts are just like, hi, how are you? And you know, that's like such a boring way to start conversation, but you don't really have a choice if the profile is blank. Now let's move on to the second part, which is messaging and the mistakes that you can do over there. So the first thing that I have is actually what my male friends told me, which is not asking questions. They are the ones constantly asking questions and the girl never asks questions, and you know, you have to keep the conversation going somehow. And I know it can be awkward. I mean, it is awkward because you don't know that person, just start talking and you have no reference point. You're just like, okay, that's the picture, that's the bio, let's like go with it. So you have to make sure that like the ball bounces on both ways. So the guy asks you a question, oh, what are you studying? And then you're, you know, replying, oh, I'm studying this and that and that and that, you know, how about you? And you should of course bounce back his questions, how about you? But then for example, if he replies something without the question, then it can be your turn to ask. So if he replies, oh, I'm studying that and that and that and I really like that, and you can then be like, oh, okay, so what are you gonna do after your graduation? So you kind of make sure that you also include both sides are asking questions and keep the conversation going. And the other thing with that is not elaborating on your answers. It's a really big mistake. So for example, someone asks you, what do you study? And you just say marketing. Okay, that's true, but you know, try to say like, oh, I did my bachelor in this and that and now I'm studying marketing and I really like that, but the workload is a lot. Like, really try to extend the conversation, not just to reply with like 1 word, or like never reply with yes and no unless you really have to, but really try to get away with yes or no. Just try to give an elaborate answer because you know, you have to keep conversation going somehow. The next advice that I have from my guy friends is to be honest. They said like some girls feel bad for rejecting the guy, so instead of saying that like they are not interested or something, they just like lead them on. So don't lead the people on like that. Just be honest, you know, just like don't reply if you're really not interested, or you know, you can just say like, oh, I'm really sorry, but I don't think it's gonna work for me. Then I have texting people repeatedly, meaning sending many messages to one person doesn't reply. There was this one guy, I'm gonna pop a screenshot over here. First message, I didn't reply, then he sent another few days later, then another like 1 month later, another like 1 month later, and just like, dude, out? Should I get a restraining order? Maybe he's a great guy and he just really likes me, but my impression of him is that stalker material. And especially when it comes to girls not replying, probably most of the time they won't reply because they're not interested. That's the reality. But sometimes, for example, when I'm on Tinder, I'm not there for like 2-3 weeks or something, then I just have an evening off and I watch a movie, and for 1 hour I just swipe. Then the next day I have like 4 messages or 5 messages or something. It's hard to start the conversation with 5 people at the same time. I hate that. Especially in the beginning, conversations are quite similar. What often happens is that I would reply to 2 guys and then I want to the rest, but then the conversation dies off with the 2 guys after 3 days, and that's when I go back and reply to the other guys. So it could happen. So definitely don't be like that annoying person texting constantly. And then another thing, which is totally creepy, finding someone on their social media. It happened to me twice. Not cool. There was 2 guys one guy who found me both on Facebook and Instagram, messaged me like long message, hi, I saw you on Tinder, my name is so and so, I'm doing so and so, I'm not sure if you saw me, so I'm texting you here. Stalker alert! No, don't do that. I mean, don't do that, please don't. And sometimes it happens that I don't swipe on a guy first time I see him on Tinder, but then I swipe like the next time, because you never know what's in the person's head. Sometimes it happens, I go on Tinder, I find many guys which I'm really into, so then I know some of the guys, I just not swipe on them because of that. But then other time I go in and there's like nothing there, and then like I'm swiping on the guys I didn't swipe on before. Or maybe sometimes there's something that throws me off in their bio or in their photos, and because there are people who didn't do that, I'd rather go on for them. But then after the time, you know, I'm like, okay, like this guy has this weird picture when he was drunk, but maybe he's not that bad, so I'll swipe on him now. I know that if you really like someone, you really want to like talk to them and match with them, but if they didn't swipe on you, there was a reason that they didn't, so please don't be a creep. And the last thing that I actually have for today is the unmatching. That's like a function you have on Tinder, so you can unmatch someone after you match. And that's this function that like I never use, and I don't think you should actually abuse. I just feel like, I don't know exactly how the Tinder works, but I think there are some guys I remember matching with, and then I saw them on Tinder again, so I guess they unmatched me. Then I see them there, and sometimes it's awkward because you might not remember that you actually matched to that person before. And also another thing that I just said, that like, okay, that person didn't reply to you for 2 days, but maybe they will in a few days, maybe they will not, but I don't know. I don't think the unmatching is like a function to go, and also if someone is being creepy, like inappropriate, it's nicer to have it there, but probably, you know, you should take screenshots anyway in case, you know, if they unmatch you. And that's everything for today's video from the Tinder expert, aka me. I'm not a Tinder expert, but I've been on Tinder for a very, very long time. I tried to leave, but I always keep on coming back. So I hope that those advices were useful for you. And again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So I'll see you again, guys, okay? Have a very, very wonderful day, and bye-bye.